North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
A tradition like no other, from Augusta to Chapel Hill, it's bar golf.
I might be from the putt-putt capital of the world, but I'm going to have to give it to the Masters for this one.
Hey, it's the one time of the year that both of our athletic skills are on the same level. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Bella Geskos.
And I'm JJ Jones. Thanks for joining us. The Diamond Heels made the journey to Raleighwood yesterday evening for the first of a 3-game series against the Wolfpack. Casey Cook started the night off with a bang, chefing up this solo homer to put the Heels up. The excitement was short-lived, however, as the Pack struck back with 2 scores of their own. The struggles continued for UNC's rotating door of bullpen pitchers, but clutch defensive plays like this snag from Anthony D'Onofrio kept the Heels in the game like any rival classic. Both teams went back and forth to bring the score to 8-all in the bottom of the ninth. That's where the Pack slammed the door shut with this walk-off homer in the bottom of the ninth. UNC has a chance to get the revenge in Raleigh tonight at 6.
Following a series win against Pittsburgh, the Tar Heels softball team looked to extinguish the flames in a midweek against Liberty. Who doesn't love an RBI single to start off the scoring? That's what Alex Coleman did in the top of the second for UNC. Talia Hanapen was dealing on the mound, allowing just 1 hit and retiring 10 straight batters in the first 4 innings. Sana Thompson then sent this rocket over the left field wall to make it 2-0 Tar Heels. The Flames would add 1 in the 5th, but clutch defense like this diving snag from Skylar Brooks kept UNC on top. This game-ending double play would seal the win 2-1 on the road for the Heels. JJ, both baseball and softball won their last series. Baseball, they're pushing for a top 8 seed so they can host a regional and possibly a super. Not the best road team, and a series win against NC State in Raleigh would help make their case. What does Carolina need to do tonight to even the series?
Carolina has to keep the momentum at the plate. I mean, this Carolina team does really well on offense, but when it comes to defense, they're a little bit lackluster, and we know defense wins championships. And after giving up 9 runs, including that walk-off homer, I think defense should be the team's calling card tonight heading into the game. I mean, look at the softball team only allowing 2 earned runs in their last 2 games while piling on 10 of their own in dominating fashion. Another Lady Heels team that knows a thing or two about winning big is the women's lacrosse team. They hosted their rival Duke in a top 25 matchup on Thursday afternoon. Duke scored first, but UNC answered less than a minute later thanks to a goal by Olivia Dirks. Less than 30 seconds later, the Tar Heels took a lead after Carolina Godey nailed this shot into the net. And it was all UNC from there, as the Heels scored goal after goal as they finished the first quarter with a 7-3 lead. Duke battled back to bring it to 7-6, but Carolina Godey scored to give the Heels the 8-7 halftime lead. And guess what? She scored again to start the second half off with a free position shot. With a 14-9 lead going into the fourth, Alyssa Long scored a spectacular goal, which put the nail in the coffin as the Tar Heels took home the win, 16-11.
We're good if we can believe that in ourselves. And I think, beating a pretty veteran Duke team, although they have some freshmen, I thought it was a really big challenge for us today.
After that big win against the Blue Devils, this team earned a 4th seed in the ACC rankings. They'll now face off against number 5 ranked Virginia on Wednesday in the conference quarterfinals.
Let's move to some men's lacrosse. After tough losses against Syracuse and Virginia, the men's lacrosse team gears up for a showdown against number 1 Notre Dame. UNC must maintain their intensity for the full duration of the game. Even though Carolina has lost 4 straight, the team believes their record does not indicate their talent. Notre Dame should take note of Logan McGovern, who had a hat trick against UVA, Owen Duffy, who led the offense against Syracuse with 3 goals and 2 assists. A determined team eager for redemption, UNC is ready to rise to the challenge and fight the Irish and hopefully get their first ACC win. UNC has yet to win an ACC game, and they honestly probably won't as the only unranked team in the ACC. But let's go over to Riley Kennedy, who will break down why Notre Dame's offense might be a problem for North Carolina. Riley?
Bella, you got it exactly right. I covered the Duke versus Notre Dame game last week. Now, the Kavanaugh brothers have unlimited creativity. When a young kid plays in the backyard, they try everything, and then they perfect it. That's how the Kavanaughs play. They play like they're in the backyard, but instead, it's on the biggest stage. They always play with a sense of urgency. Their IQ's off the chart. On this first play, we can roll it here. You can see Pat, right? One of the best facilitators in the country. He's dodging, he redodges, dodges again. The defense goes, okay? He causes such a threat, passes to Chris. Let's pause it on this next play, okay? Pat, one of the best facilitators, okay, in the country. He can attack up top. He can pass the ball from behind. Let's play it, Pat, on a quick restart, okay? He goes. Watch when this defense engages, okay? Goal line extended. They're already going. Watch, it's an easy dunk. Pat finds it to the attackman, and they score. Okay, pause it here. On this last play, Notre Dame, just elite in transition. We can roll it. Duke, okay? Little confusion in the midfield. They run right into each other. Now, Notre Dame, they get out in transition, right? They go. It's this creativity, right? It's like they play in the backyard. Pat, watch this, okay? When he gets the ball, let's pause it here. Watch where his back is. His back was to the goalie. His momentum's going this way. You see that he's probably maybe passing it. Watch this ball placement. We can play it. Pat gets it to go. One of the best finishers, okay, in the country. One of the best players in the country. They have to stop the Kavanaugh brothers. Notre Dame, their offense, #1 scoring offense in the country. It's so fun to watch. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now let's rally over to the 5th-seeded UNC men's tennis team as they begin their postseason quest for an ACC championship on Thursday morning in Cary when they took on the 12th-seeded Miami. Carolina took the doubles points thanks to strong efforts like these from the duo of Benjamin Kate and Philip Jordan. UNC kept it going in the singles as Anuj Watane was dominated with a straight sets win, losing only one game across the entire match. Patrick Schoen pushed the Carolina lead to 3-0 as he secured a straight sets victory of his own. Finally, this clinching point from Carl Poling secured the match for the Heels as they demolished the Hurricanes 4-0, setting up an absolute quarterfinal date with the arch rival Duke Blue Devils. The defending national champion women's tennis team is in Cary to play in the ACC quarterfinals. The Heels will face off against the Duke Blue Devils. Carolina will need some aggression on the court in order to secure this win, and who better to bring it than Fiona Crawley. Crawley is known for her incredible serves like this one and for her ability to play well under pressure. Another key player for Friday will be Elizabeth Scotty, who picked up her 130th career doubles victory last week. The Heels are set to play at 3:30 this afternoon. For more about the upcoming ACC tournament for the women's tennis team, let's go cross-court with tennis analyst Kyle Lobenhofer. Kyle?
JJ, despite struggling this season after the loss of top singles and doubles player Reese Brandmeier, losing 3 matches, 2 to NC State and 1 to Virginia, this team behind me has started to hit their stride. They have won their past 6 matches each in a very dominating fashion, and they even got their revenge match on Virginia. Now, they've earned the #1 seed in the ACC tournament. But later today, they'll play Duke, the crosstown rival, and a team they beat handily on the road earlier this year. What could await them next round if the Heels win? NC State, the team that defeated UNC in the ACC championship match last year and handed Carolina its first loss at the ITA indoors in 5 years. But as the saying goes, it is difficult to beat a good team 3 times, and UNC is a very good team. When I chatted with Elizabeth Scotty the other day, she said that State just plays UNC differently than everyone else. It's almost as if they come alive for the rivalry. UNC has to rise to that energy. In college tennis, you feed off your teams and your fans' energy. And if NC State brings that energy again, which they will, UNC has to match it and even beat it. Now behind me are the players who lost in singles matches last time they met State. Someone of these 4 has to step up. There is no other way to win. If you're UNC, you have to be able to rely on your top performers, and right now they're Fiona Crawley, Elizabeth Scotty, Carson Tangelig, and Annika Yarlagata. If one of them struggles, freshman Tatum Evans has been playing very well as well and could take up some of the slack. But the crucial part is to bring the energy. They need to be yelling after every single point, cheer between sets for their teammates, and even if you're losing, don't lose quietly. Back to you guys.
Let's cross from the tennis courts to the football field because the UNC football team will be getting some reps in the annual spring game. With star quarterback Drake May off to the NFL, the spotlight is on rising sophomore Connor Harrell and transfer Max Johnson to showcase their skills and make their bid for the starting spot in the fall. However, that's not the only position to keep an eye on. Carolina welcomes a staggering 30 new players to their roster, leaving head coach Mack Brown with a lot to figure out. Catch UNC in action tomorrow in Keenan at 3 p.m. Football fan, Mack Brown's biggest fan as well, our football analyst Landon Elliott. Landon, the spring game is tomorrow and UNC fans are wondering how good this team will be. What's on tap for UNC's upcoming season?
Yes, Bella, thank you for that great introduction, by the way. Mack Brown, he's going to have one heck of a season, but let's start off with Coach Collins first. He's the new DC. He's coming in to replace Gene Chizik with a struggling defense the past 2 years, and Coach Collins is called the Minister of Mayhem. There's a reason for that. He has a lot of different blitz packages. He brings a lot of different things to this defensive line and linebackers, as well as Coach Monachino right here. He's the new defensive line coach. He's going to look to get that defensive line active because they haven't been doing that the past couple years. So we looked at Jabari Ritzie and Desmond Evans to get more looks, more pressures against the quarterback, more forced fumbles, all the great things you need from defensive linemen. Hopefully they will bring that with Coach Monachino in the helm as well as Coach Collins. And next, we also have Jakeem Harris. He's coming in the back end with Stick Lane. He's going to be one of the safeties. As you can see here, he's an NC State transfer. So that's a little bit of a divide, right? Like, we don't necessarily like NC State, but he's going to be a great guy for us in the back end, Bella.
You're talking a lot of defense. Let's talk about some offense. What's this team going to look like without Drake May and Tez Walker?
Yeah, Bella, that's a great question. We got two quarterbacks now. It's back to the battle from several years ago. We got Max Johnson coming in, former LSU and Texas A&M transfer. He used to be like playing against guys who were SEC talent, throwing to guys who were amazing first-round draft picks, all that good stuff. But he's a dual threat. He can do it with his arms and his legs, and he's just going to be a great overall talent for him. And as you can see here, he's throwing to his brother Jake Johnson now. He was with him at A&M. Now he's back at UNC with him. So the two brothers will look to get back on track. And also we have wide receiver J.J. Jones. He's looking to have an excellent season. He is looking to become wide receiver 1 for the Tar Heels. And Bella, I think the offense will be excellent this season.
Landon, tell me right now, who will be the starter week 1? Connor Harrell, Max Johnson?
That's honestly a great question. Both bring the best skill sets out of both of them. I think it's going to be a little bit of a week 1, week 2 thing. I think it's going to go week to week. But I hope that answers your question.
Thanks, Landon. Will I see you on Saturday?
Yeah, you will definitely see me there, Bella. I'll be in the stands waving up and down for those Tar Heels.
Thanks.
Look, Landon, I love the shout out, but let's head to the real stars of Chapel Hill. UNC Field Hockey heads down the road to round out their spring game slate and face off with the Duke Blue Devils. While the Tar Heels won't see any regular season action until the fall, they'll use the bout against their ACC rivals to get some game speed play and sharpen their skills before they look to defend their national title. Make sure you watch for senior Katie Dixon and defender Kelly Smith, who were integral pieces of this championship squad. The game is in Durham at 5 p.m. The UNC golf team competed in round 1 of the 2024 ACC Women's Golf Championship yesterday in the sunny city of Wilmington. Carolina finished off the day shooting 5 under 283, tied for third, only 5 shots behind Clemson and 3 behind Wake Forest. UNC was led by Megan Stryker, who currently sits in second place after shooting a 3 under on the day. The Heels will compete in round 2 today.
On Monday, we gave you our 2 nominees for Play of the Week, Matt Reddy's goal in the second quarter of the men's lacrosse game against Syracuse, and of course, Vance Honeycutt's home run in the Diamond Heels series against Notre Dame. And the winner is... I think we need to dedicate this honor to Vance Honeycutt at this point. Back-to-back Play of the Week wins with this bomb over the Bosch Jumbotron into E-House Residence Hall. Honeycutt is a home run machine. This past weekend, Vance took second place in UNC baseball history for most career home runs. Make sure you tune in on Monday for 2 new candidates from this weekend. And who knows? Maybe Honeycutt will have another Play of the Week once again, since he's kind of becoming a regular in our lineup each week.
We have many individuals on Sports Extra who analyze various sports teams, providing critiques and praise per the performance of our D1 athletes. Sophia Pedroso shows us two of these athletes who decided to take their knowledge onto the court.
Basketball is one of the most loved sports here at Chapel Hill. Having an extensive knowledge of the sport to be able to provide intensive analysis about our basketball team's performances is vital. This past semester, seniors Aman Patel and Daniel Masterson have demonstrated this skill in the studio. But can they take that skill onto the court? Aman and Daniel decided to put their knowledge to the test in a 2 versus 2 battle. Aman playing alongside Sports Extra executive producer Kyle Lobenhofer, and Daniel with Sports Extra reporter Cameron Thomas.
The worst ballers are sometimes the smartest people on talk shows. You know, our analysts can definitely talk. They can't hoop.
It quickly became evident that Aman and Daniel struggled to take their own advice, failing to perform to the standards that they put in place for the Tar Heel athletes all semester, and failing to keep their teammates in line as all 4 players struggled to maintain possession and to get the ball in the net.
Where did that come from? You were regular all game, bro.
Look, we told you what needed to happen. Could we do it? We said we couldn't, but we tried, and that's all that matters.
While both analysts missed some big shots, like this brick from Daniel, the men's basketball analyst was ultimately able to pull ahead, using big assists like this no-look pass to Kyle and his game-winning jumper.
Yeah, I was talking a big game. I can't even lie. I put all I had onto the court today. Unfortunately, did not result in the win. But you know what? I'm proud of the effort. I'm proud of the effort for sure.
Although it's undeniable that Aman and Daniel are talented in front of the camera, my analysis is they lack the necessary skills for success on the court. I'm Sophia Pedroso reporting.
Bella, first things first, let's talk about that Daniel layup. I see that UNC has a lot of guys leaving. I think Hubert Davis might be able to use them this year.
I say scoop him up. Why not?
No.
He's got some skills.
I absolutely just love the athletic ability from this whole group. I mean, we see there are guys in here every day, but I didn't know there were actually athletes out there on the court.
But I also just really love how close our analysts and crew are. I mean, they are really close. Our anchors, we gotta step it up. It's bad.
I think you're right. Maybe we need to hang outside of the Curtis Media Center more. Maybe even on the football field. We can go out to the stadium and catch some balls.
Hey, JJ, watch out. I could take your spot next semester. Who knows? I got some really good hands and some pretty fast speed to run a nasty go route. Watch your back, all I'm saying.
I heard you had a habit of dropping balls.
There was one time. There's no receipts, nothing. One time, JJ, one time.
I'm going to have to hold you to that one, Bella. That does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
Oh, tune in on Monday for a recap of another exciting weekend in Carolina athletics. And we'll play.